Good afternoon. Morning for me, actually. It's 9:22 a.m., so starting off a little early today. It's been a while since I've been on. Let me show you the right controller here. Get going. Off to a slow start. So, anyways, how is everybody today? Today we are going to be talking about the treehouse build and how you can go about building it on your own. This build was done in custom worlds because there was a lot of issues in regular adventure mode with the collision on the trees in game, and more issues with the branches and whatnot. What I wanted to do with the treehouse build, and I didn't want to have a bunch of branches on the inside of the treehouse, and I wanted to have it try to make them tighter, though. I don't know. There was some back and forth in my mind whenever I came up with the design that I came up with. So. Anyways. Oh, what the heck? Okay, hello. Okay. Alright. So, we'll start off. We'll just take a look around, and there's still other things after me? There are, aren't there? I can hear them. Or not. I don't know. Okay, anyways. So we're going to take a look around and check out what I did build, a lot closer than what you saw in the showcase video. Take a look at the trees, how I built them, how I built the actual treehouse platforms. Now there are a few things on these that you can't do in adventure mode. Mainly, I've got some upper floors up there that don't have some. But piece by piece, we'll go through all the little things and what you would need to do to replicate this build. So anyways, starting off, we have our custom tree trunks that I built out of. Let me go over to my floor decor and I'll show you the exact parts that I used. Floor decor. And down here to the trees. And I always seem to scroll over the parts. Then I have to go searching for them. So here's the summer elm tree. The one that I used the fall elm tree and a few different of the variants to get the foliage on them, and the barren elm tree, which is right below the fall one on my screen. And the reason I always scroll past this is if you see on the icon there, it's barely visible on the little scroll bar for the different build items. But you can see this one has got it's got some branches going up it, so as you get up higher it kind of narrows out and there's really not a whole lot for you to build with. And as you layer these up you get a bunch of branches. So the way this was built, I have a bunch of them kind of built around in a circle down here, and what you do is you build one, break it, then build another one slightly overlapping, break it, and then another one. And then you layer in the fall elm tree to get the foliage on it. And going up here, just kind of jump up here and jump on the roof, jump too far. On the inside, I've got another set of trees that are built on the inside of the house to make it look like the trunk runs all the way through. And then up higher, I've got the elm trees kind of dotted in to get the foliage on top as well. You see this cluster of branches here. I wonder if there's a way I could show. They're not actually connected. There's a gap in between these trees, so this foliage actually helps to cover up the gap that's in between. Let me get up here and just gonna kind of stand in this hollow space. It's a real mess, but yeah. It's like it's hollow in the middle, so it's kind of. Use the foliage to hide it. So let's just go ahead and jump in. And another thing, if you were to try to build this in adventure mode, like I said, it's really touch and go. You might be able to get it to go around a tree that's in world, but like let's just go back into the build menu. The tree houses themselves are super simple. Basically all you need is a blueprint for custom, you know, octagonal or round structure. This one, I kind of did it squished. I wanted it to be a little bit kind of scrunched in. But, you know, you're free to do it however you want, however many walls. Basically, you build your little blueprint, and they're kind of touch and go on where they'll actually snap in, which is a bit frustrating. Because, like, if one piece doesn't exactly register support right with the ground, it doesn't want to snap in. And it gives you this floating error. So it's kind of a fight, even in custom worlds, to get this... Come on. Let's try the expanded one. Maybe this one will go down. Okay. So, here we go. So this one, this blueprint that I used, I kind of messed up a little bit whenever I laid out the floors on them. And I laid them all out perfectly level so they kind of shimmer. So what you need to do is whenever you go to do this on your build, make sure you adjust the height of these floors where they're just slightly a pixel up or a pixel down from each other so they don't perfectly overlap. So you don't get this seizure-inducing shimmer effect. But anyways, once you get your blueprint down, what you'll do is you'll go ahead and you'll remove out these floors because they're not necessary. And if you have the walls as doorways, it'll let you just simply remove the floors. And this is the same in adventure mode as it is here in custom world, where I've got the relaxed restrictions. The next thing you'll do is you'll start laying out your trees. And let's see, floor decor. And we're gonna start with the barren elm tree. And so we're gonna place one down, and we're gonna try to walk around here and figure out the center point. So as you see right here, it's fairly center, but we'll try to rotate this so it's kind of like that. And then let's go over here to this side. Try to get it lined up center. Okay. So once you have the first one down, what you're going to do is you're going to go through and you're going to use your flamethrower. And you're going to burn out the trees. Now where I'm in custom world, it has power on all the time, so I don't have to worry about activating the flamethrower. As I'm going around building these trees, the flamethrower is just going to continuously activate. So I can just kind of go around placing these trees. And that's probably in the wrong spot, but we're just going to go with it here. We're going to layer up these trees and just really try to thicken up the base of the tree to make it look like it's big enough to support the treehouse structure that's going to go up in it. And I'm not sure if my live chat is updating on my phone. Let me make sure I got everything going right here. I'm going to close out the stream. It's giving me issues here. Alright. So anyways, as my trap is probably almost broken at this point, I'm going to... Oh, darn it. Okay. That's okay. Everything's free in custom worlds, so it's not a big deal. What is happening, Style of Thug? How are you doing today? And LRAT187, good to see you with us in the stream. So, let's continue on. We're going to layer in another tree. And as you see, there's a visible gap here in the middle, so we're going to layer up some more trees to try to... Uh-oh, there's Jonah waking. Hoping he would stay asleep long enough to stream. That was wishful thinking. Let's see. Alright. Good enough for now. Okay. So, we've got our tree done down here. So what we need to do next is we need to build up our... What do we do here? Is, I'm in custom world. I'm just going to go ahead and bump a few of these walls up and down, just so I don't have the shimmering overlapping pieces. And that one for some reason wants to go to the ground, and I don't want that to happen. I just want it to be okay. That one's got to stay where it is. Let's bump a few of these. And so you just want to adjust them like up or down a pixel or two, just to make sure that the roof pieces aren't going to be overlapping and shimmering. So yeah, that's just a mistake that I made with the blueprint. So whenever you're building a blueprint of this, your octagon or your circle or whatever you want to use, make sure your floor pieces are slightly different heights, but not, you know, a lot. All right, so next we're gonna go up with a few half walls and whatnot. We're gonna just try to get the spacing right and get this built where it's right up at the top. And things can get kind of tricky when you're building at height because you gotta figure out how you're gonna get up there. Beautiful thing about Custom World though is I can build these little. No, well, it just snap that way. Whatever. I can build these little platforms out of roofs, so I can kind of jump up where I'm working. So it's not a big deal. So let's see. We want to get the floor level of the treehouse up above the branches, so they're not clipping through. So let's bring this one here. I think that might be pretty close to. It's fairly close. We'll give it a shot here in a moment. Let me just move this over here so I can see a little better. Get this up. I said up. No, come on. Let's raise that up like that and bring it in, and hopefully, there we go. It snapped on the top. All right. So as you see, the branches are kind of clipping through just a little bit. I could go up another half floor, or I could raise up the walls a little bit freehand. But you know, for demonstration purposes, we're gonna live with it, I guess. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna go ahead and we'll build up these walls and get the floor in. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, for sure, Thug. And basically, the final product is just going to be one of these. I'm just going to show you guys how to build one of these individual treehouse pieces. Really, all three of them, they're all built the same process over here. What I'm doing right behind me is what will lead up to these individual octagonal like pods that are just connected together, that make up, you know, the living room, and then over here we've got the bedroom and bathroom and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's just it was the same process that I used. I built the first one and then came through and built the adjacent parts. The same process. So yeah, I'll jump up here. And all right. So another neat thing about custom worlds here is the roofs are a lot easier to snap into. We're kind of getting ahead of myself here. Get this down here. Was I on DTD's top 5? I wasn't aware of this. Oh. Get up there. Let's get this up here. Come on. It's kind of a time-consuming process. I'm trying to find my words today on getting all these walls up high. I don't have a jetpack on this character, though. I really should change that. I should make some efforts to remedy my lack of jetpacks, or maybe just bump my jump height up even higher. Though having super high jump height can be a bit annoying in custom world for me when I'm building. If I just want to jump a little bit, having to jump really high, just yeah. All right, I should be able to get the rest of them in from up there. Be a lot faster than having to put them all out like that. So let's just jump up here. And we're just going to stitch in these wall pieces. Alright. Come on. Come on. And I fell. Go figure. Come on. Do right, would you? Oh, darn it. There we go. All right, so we're on Twitter. Yeah, neat. I'm not. People, I remember. Yeah, I can't talk today. Whenever I was first building this treehouse, I was posting it on Facebook, and it happens every now and then. People will repost my Facebook post to Twitter and other platforms. So. Wouldn't be surprising if you saw it on Twitter. I remember one time Fallout Chad, I think it was, he reposted one of my houses on his Twitter from a Facebook post that I made. So yeah, let's see here. I'm gonna raise this up. So here's a neat trick that you can do with these roof pieces whenever you're layering up the roofs in custom worlds. You can actually just replace one to a slanted piece to overlap in roof pieces underneath. And I think that one's actually hitting on this one, so we're going to replace this one up too. Yep. Just go through as you're layering in these roof pieces and change them over to slants. And make sure you start from a flat and then change up to a slant, because whenever you change them using the replace option, you actually end up with different heights. So make sure you start from the same piece when you're doing replacements. So let's get this one in here. And it can get a little confusing and a bit messy trying to see where have I put in a roof and where haven't I put in a roof. Now in adventure mode, you'll be breaking them instead, because adventure isn't so lax on the roof pieces just sliding in under each other. So in adventure mode, you'll have to be breaking each individual roof piece to get them to overlap. But essentially, the easiest way I explained this to somebody else was this treehouse build is essentially just 3 UFOs with custom trees built in between to act as the support. Awesome, Thug. Yeah, send me a friend request on PS4, and I'll approve that, and we can get up together sometime in game, and I'll check out what you got going on. All right, so we'll take these, and we're gonna replace these to flats. Of course, I probably got ahead of myself building this platform right here, because I think what is going on here? I needed to build the lower ones first, because it's kind of a tight space in between. See, I got a little bit of a shimmer going on right here where I didn't quite get the walls adjusted where I needed them. But I'm not going to go into I'm not going to fight with it today. I'm not going to go through and meticulously adjust each individual one further than what I did earlier. What's happening, Jack 651? How are you doing today? All right, so as you can see, this is the gist of getting the floor platform and how to lay that out. But I'm gonna have to delete it out, because what I got to do is I got to go under here and I got to build the support structure. And I feel stupid for going and doing all this up here when in reality I need to do it down below. Alright, so... Okay, as we fall down. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove some of these support pieces. We're just going to go through here. And I'll approve your friend request after the stream, Thug. I just saw it pop up on screen. So after the stream today, I'll approve that friend request. Alright, so we're going to delete these out from down here. We're just going to move our way up. And let's see, if that's the floor level, top, it's going to be supported from below. Okay. Alright. This middle one right here. Okay. Let's try to do the math and figure out which pieces I needed to remove and which ones needed to stay. So, for the base support of the treehouse, what we need to do is, starting from right here, what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece right here, we're going to make sure we put them in a way that, okay, see, we want to make sure that they flip with the slant going towards the outside and the lower part going towards the inside, like so. So let's take and just build these out of the log roofs. Let's see here. And that one's facing inwards. We need to rotate that once more and get this in place like so. You're just going to go around and one piece at a time from here. Come on, I'm in recents. Make sure you keep track of where you put in the roofs and don't do overlapping ones. Oh, that's crooked. And by overlapping, I mean have like 2 roofs in the same spot. Alright, and then this one needs to... Oh, goodness, come on. It's kind of a slow process, but it is still faster than how you'd have to do in adventure mode, because in adventure mode you'd have to go in and break each individual roof to get them to overlap, where in custom I can just swap them up to the slanted piece and they'll just get along. It's kind of funny how that works out. I bet this one's wrong as well, because yeah, I've had to rotate each individual one after replacing them. Let's see, and the last one down here, and with, I'm just gonna go ahead and rotate this one too before. Okay, now with that last one in place, we can go ahead and get rid of this row right here, and then we're going to climb up inside the treehouse. We're going to layer in a layer of roofs that are flat on top of those. Maybe, if they'll go. If not, we'll have to replace those back out to flats and then build flats above. And it's a mess, but we'll get there. Alright, so, as you see on the inside, we got this little funnel type shape going on here. And this all ties back into the tree trunk. So let's go to the flats and see if I can get flats in without having to replace. Come on. Oh, don't fall out. Good thing there's no fall damage in custom worlds. Okay. So it does matter what direction you put these guys in on this row. So one at a time. Once again, we're going to go into building a flat and then replacing over to a slope so we can get another flat underneath. Which if you have to put it in the wrong way first and then replace it, it might work easier, because I'm trying to get them to go in the right way first, and it's just not wanting to snap where I want them. So, yeah. And on this row, it doesn't matter if the slope is going to the inside or the outside, just so long as you put in the flat first, because, like I said, it does make a difference whenever you're it does make a difference with the height of the piece whenever you have a difference on which piece you start with. Yeah, it's a pain in both. Even more of a pain in adventure mode than in custom world. Gas Mask, how you doing today, bud? All right, and let's. Goodness, come on, work with me. It's just it gets to be kind of messy too whenever you're in this tight space. And come on, you know, I'm gonna replace these to flats real quick. Maybe if I get a little more space in here, I can see better. I don't know. I was really gonna try. It's really messy. All right, let's see if I move back. If I can get this to snap in. Oh, come on. I can't see, for one. That's one big issue here, is I can't see what I'm doing. And oh, come on. So I can see where I want it to snap, but I can't get it to snap. It's being a pain. And I wonder if this piece is actually, I'm gonna doubt it. I don't know. Let's replace this back to a flat, and then what a mess. What a mess. What an absolute mess. Alright, so I'll tell you what, I'm just going to go over to this side, and I'm going to see if I can get him to go in over here. Try to figure out what's going on here, what's got me fouled up. I'll pull these wall pieces, and I might just start burning things just to see if I can get. What is going on here? This isn't wanting to. Snapping. Goodness. I don't know why this is giving me issues now. These other ones went in no problem, and now all of a sudden it's decided, oh, it's just not going to work for whatever freaking reason. Love it. We'll get it worked out. It's been a little while since I built this originally, and you know, these trials and tribulations kind of happen. It's, you know, I have a feeling it might be this piece right here, maybe, that's giving me the issues. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to burn it out, because maybe that's what's holding me up. I don't know. And I was like, oh, it doesn't matter what the rotation is, but maybe it does matter, just a little bit. So let's get rid of that piece and see if that solves my issue here. 'Cause that's the only one that was going the opposite direction. Come on. Okay. So I had toggled the snapping. Come on back. Alright. Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. Where are they at? Where are they at? I can hear them. Get down to here. Alright. That distraction gone. Get those out of the way. Okay, let's get back up here and get back to work. Alright. Silence once again. So all I want is just a little bit of peace and quiet. Too much to ask. And we'll rotate this right here. Okay. So, let's flatten these guys out. Repair that one, make that one a flat. Okay. Now, we can go ahead and put these walls back in that I had removed. Why did that one go the other way? It's so odd. Oh, wait, you know, I know why that went the other way. It snapped to the roof piece below. That's why it went the opposite direction. Because you can actually snap off the top of the sloped roofs, and I've got sloped roofs down below this. So, heck yeah, the explosive dragon is like my favorite gun. This is actually this is the one that I've had since the start of the game. I got this one way back, and I've just held on to it. So it's one of the original dragons, and I remember when that first ammo trick came out that people were using a lot. I did play around with it in private worlds, and it was a blast fighting the queen with the explosive dragon whenever it had the clip thing going on. Which it can still be done now, but I don't do it anymore. Whenever I'm playing in public worlds, I always use like legit stuff. I don't do any of the exploits. I do that on my own private worlds where I don't mess with anybody else. But anyways, so as you can see, we got this little bit of a, like if you were in adventure mode, this is your basic UFO type build, but the only thing that makes it a tree house is just having this tree underneath. As you can see on our little ghost pit right down here, the trunks that we built to build the tree trunks. Now, before I go and build the second set, or the main floor, I need to go in here on this bottom flat here. This is another thing that keeps you from building this in adventure mode, is the support restrictions on these trees. In adventure mode, they require you to build these in soil. So that's a big no-go. You can't do this outside of custom world because, oh, you got to build these on soil. And as it is now, it's kind of like, oh, it's intersecting with the roof. It's really weird. So it's kind of odd how this is kind of doing this like this. But anyways, another thing with these trees in custom worlds, which is kind of weird, is whenever you build these trees on a floor or a roof tile, make sure you raise it up a little bit like I did this first one, because if you build it on the roof piece and you want to change out the roof piece, you see on the right hand side here it says cannot replace items. Stacked items have placement restrictions. That happens with there's a few different items in the build menu that for whatever reason, if you build these items on top of another item, the game won't let you use the replace function on anything that's attached to it. For example, we're going to go over to the lights and power connectors here. And I'm going to build this little this illuminated vault sign right here on this wall. Let's see, if I go to replace it, it's no big deal, I can replace. However, if I go over to the power connectors and I take this power pylon and I just sit it on top of this light, you can see right here it says cannot replace, stacked items have restrictions. And as you see, all you can do is scrap or store the wall. I don't know why it is with certain items that the game does this. Oh, one of those vertibots managed to break one of my trees. Good figure. Alright, anyways. I don't know why they do it, but it's just something that's up with the build system that it stops you from, replacing floor pieces or any wall pieces that have any sort of item that have a restriction on them when it comes to... Where did that go? Ugh. Yeah, another thing. Make sure you break the trees before you try to merge them because they'll jump in custom worlds. So anyways, let's get our flamethrower trap back out. And we're going to burn out these trees. And I bet my controller clicking is going over the mic really bad. I just realized that. I'm like, oh, I got the controller like 8 inches from the microphone. I'm just like, click, 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 click. I'm comfortable. I'm playing comfortably, but I keep forgetting that I've got a microphone here that picks up every little chirp and squeak. I try to get in a more silent position. Use a controller here. Unless, of course, you're into that ASMR type stuff and you love the clicky sounds. Alright, floor decor. Alright, so let's take this up and we're just going to layer up these trees. And this one you can kind of do a little bit narrower than the bottom. But you just want to make sure you cover up the hole. That's really the only big deal. The only thing you want to really concentrate on with this one. Because at this point in the tree, you kind of figure, well, the trunk's going to branch out a bit. You're going to have some gaps higher up in the tree, possibly. That one didn't go quite where I wanted it. I'm going to have to repair it and scoot it over. And hopefully get it placed before the flamethrower activates again. Come on. It's still got a gap in it. I'm not going to fight with it. It doesn't matter. If at this point in the build you want to be a perfectionist with it, go ahead. This is simply just a demonstration, so I'm not going to be as particular about my placements as I would be if this was going to be kept. We're going to repair this. And once again, we're in custom worlds. Free crafting doesn't matter. Let me just move this over here just a little bit so it hits what I'm after. And back over here, we're going to grab this tree, and this will be the last one, I believe, on this. Come on. That's not quite where I want it, nor is it the rotation I want. So we're just going to scoot this in, and that'll be good enough. We'll go with that. We're gonna make sure we break that tree trunk though, because it has to be broken to get the roof or the floor. Or the floor, whatever you want to call it, in. So we're going to store this, and how are you doing today, Prince Julius? Still appreciate you tuning in with us. I know it's a little earlier than usual, but hey, we're here. And I appreciate you for joining in. So, now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to layer in the upper floor. And this is simple process. Once again, just like before, we're going to start in with a flat, and then we're going to replace it over to a slope, and just continue that process. Come on. All the way around. You know what's interesting? Last night I made a post. I went out to see Spider-Man yesterday evening. My kids went to see a movie at 2, and I went to see a 4 o'clock matinee of Spider-Man, and I didn't get but maybe 45 minutes of sleep yesterday. And I got home from Spider-Man, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and live stream. I said I was going to live stream on Saturday, and I was like, I'm going to live stream tonight. And then I made a post, and then about 20 minutes after I made my community post saying I was going to live stream last night, I was like, man, I am really tired. I took down the post, and I was like, I'll just stream in the morning when I wake up. Let's see here. I'm gonna get this. Come on. things get kind of tight when you're trying to layer these up, and that's not right. We're going to delete that one. I'm going to try to jump up here on top because I don't want to get trapped down there in the middle bit. So this last one here, we'll replace this. Remind people to press some buttons underneath the video. Oh, at like and subscribe and share and all that. Yeah, for sure. And heck, if anybody feels compelled, there's a little square icon down there in the live chat with a little $sign on it. That's the super chat button. If you feel generous and you want to help out the channel, throw a super chat my way. I'd really love that. That's great. You know, Christmas time. Yeah, but I'm not gonna shill for that. So, but if you guys want to, it's there. You don't have to. Greatly appreciated though, for sure. Yeah, even dislike. It's not like I'm gonna see it. YouTube, getting rid of the. It's weird. You know, they're like, oh, the creators can still see their dislikes. I can see my dislike ratio, but I can't see the actual number of dislikes. I haven't been able to find that in the YouTube studio since they changed the dislike button around. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I can still see the ratios, which for my channel aren't too bad, surprisingly. You know, I'm actually happy that I don't get a whole lot of dislikes, but you know, I try to be as nice as I can and inclusive. Oh, I hear you, Julius. Can't do the can only join channels. So once you have your flat floors, there's a lot of different floor types you can use. This enclave floor, it's kind of neat. I didn't have this when I built the tree houses originally. You kind of get this this kind of metal look. It's kind of neat. I like the haunted house roof for the treehouse floor. So that's the one that I actually went with on the actual treehouse over there. But anyways, let's change this over, and we are one step closer to having this done. All right. So now we've got the platform built up here. Do appreciate that, Style of Thug. Thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated, buddy. All right, and right here, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna replace this row of half walls with the log half walls, the big cap log on top. Which, can I reach it from here? Please let me reach it from here. That's gonna do the roof. Jump right here. Ah, Lord, probably be easier for me to just go back up on top and replace them. Yeah, be easier to get them from right here. Just kind of walk out to the edge, and there we go. Just go around the edge and change out all of the half walls. And there we go. So now we've got the little platform built. And I should have made like an observation deck. That would have been cool. Instead of having a bunch of enclosed, having like another tree house, like just an observation platform that you can hop up on and have like a railing around it. That would have been really cool to add in on this build. So yeah, here we go. From here we got like our base platform and gas mask. Do appreciate that, bud. Awesome. Thanks for the super chats, guys. And yeah, this would have been pretty cool to do this like this. All right. So on those ones over there, I actually I opted to change the bottom roofs into the haunted Hanson haunted mansion, haunted house roofs. Man, I'm thirsty. So I'm gonna be right back. Give me like 45 seconds tops. I'm gonna walk into the kitchen, get a drink. My mouth is dry, so just give me a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, much better. I am back. Let's go ahead and... Alright, let's work out. We're going to build a ladder up to this platform. Like we have on that tree house over there. So, I'm going to get rid of this up. I'm going to fall. Get back up here. Okay. So... in adventure mode, if you're going to try to do this, you probably want to have another wall piece to snap a roof off of and kind of merge in a roof piece sticking out here. But since we're in custom worlds and I have this freedom, I'm just going to use a half floor, kind of free-handed up here on here, like so. And we'll go over to defenses. And these little guys right here work pretty good for the side rails. Alright. Go ahead and delete that. And that. And don't fall. Alright. Parkour. Let's just do some parkour to get back up there. So let's go up here. We're going to jump up this. Oh, missed the ladder completely. Come on. Come on. Ah. Oh, goodness. It's kind of weird. You gotta have these clip on the collision on the side of them to be able to climb it. But anyways. Alright. So first thing we're going to do for our ladder is we're going to get our conduit piece that we're going to use for the individual pieces of the rungs of the ladder. And you could go wider, narrower, however you want to go with it. I think on this ladder, I'm going to build this ladder a bit wider because it's kind of hard hitting that narrow ladder. The narrow ladder over there looks good. I think a wider ladder would be easier to climb. So I'm going to use... make sure you toggle snapping off on these conduits as you're doing this. So I'm going to use these conduits right here for the ladder. Alright, so let's take, first things first, we're going to put, I'm going to line these up like here and here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give myself something to stand on out here so I can get the conduits on the bottom side of this. So we're going to take and attach some power connectors in line with the power connectors up there. This is just the easiest way that I found that I could line these up and get them in place. And let me see if we can get this in the right spot. It's kind of acting weird. Okay, I'm going to turn my Pip-Boy light on, even though it's not helping me all that much. But it is offering a little bit more light on my situation. So we're going to go with that. And just move this one in a little bit. Move over and hopefully not fall off this platform. And the goal here is just to try to make sure you keep the tips lined up so that your rope isn't wonky. Alright, so we're going to hop up here. And one thing that I like to do here is I'm going to go over to my power connectors. I'm going to get this little pressure plate out. And we're going to slap a mannequin on here. Actually, you know what? I don't even have to do this because where I'm in a custom world with always powered on, pressure plates are always on, so I don't even have to do the mannequin thing to do the drop merge in custom world with always on power. So I'm going to kind of grab this, just place it on top of the pressure plate just a couple times to drop the tips down just a little bit. And yeah. So the next thing I need to do, so let's bring it over here to the edge of this glass roof. Go ahead and wire up right to right, left to left. All right, and then we try to line them up here. stand right here and just try to... So we get it nice and straight. I'm just going to walk it back. Look down with it. And... Okay, I probably should have drop merged those just a little bit further into that conduit. But, you know, it's fine. It's fine. We're gonna let that ride. So... What's up, So Occult? How are you doing today? You know, their drink here. Alright. So, once you have your base of your ladder out, you kind of want to pull it out away from the platform so you have a little bit of a slope. And with what that little bit of a slope is going to do, it's going to allow you to actually have collision with the power conduits. So I'm going to turn snapping on for this first one here and see if I can't get a hold of it. Alright, I'm going to toggle snapping off. And what that does, that's basically going to put all of my pieces in line. And just going to freehand them up here. And just line them up on the ropes. And you'll continue this process all the way up at, you know, regular spacings until you reach the top. However close together or far apart you want to put them. It's, you know, completely up to you. And just toggle snapping on to get your alignment right on them. And then, whoops, don't store it. Then grab it and then toggle snapping back off. And using only the right stick to look up, you're going to go in and just one piece at a time, work your way up, however many rungs you want on your ladder. And once again, alternating between toggling and snapping on and off to get the alignment right. And continue this. And I'm not going to build as many as I did on the other ladder. I'm just going to build just enough to get us up the ladder. And I might not have them perfect. Once again, that you can do fine adjustments to get them where you need them. And in adventure mode, to do this, what you would do is you would build a piece of floor decor to the right to set your heights, and just snap off of a piece of conduit to the left, and then move the one to the right, and basically that'll leave the one floating if you were to try to do this in adventure mode. So it's not impossible to do. And as you can see, you can, as you hop, if you push forward on your left stick, you'll basically land on each conduit going up, and that'll allow you to climb the ladder, kind of like what I got over here. And this one, like I said, with the narrower conduits, it's a bit harder to aim and hit it. And as you get closer to the top, they're a little bit harder to get collision registered on because the slope gets steeper. But if you set it up just right and you have the slope just right, you can basically stand on the ladder wherever you need to and just use your jump button to climb up. That's what we're going for over here. Not quite. Alright. So let's finish throwing some steps on this ladder here. So just look up with your right stick. And as you're going up, if you need to fine tune them, which as you see, the spacings aren't right at all in this demonstration, so I'm kind of building it in a hurry. But you know, you take the time, and you can get the spacing, you know, basically wherever you need it, whenever you're doing yours. But to save time, I'm just going to build a few here and there. Just, and as you can see from the right side, the alignment's not right, but you can just move them left or right in the custom world, so you don't even really have to worry about it all that much. But I'm just building enough so I can climb and get up on the... What the heck did I... Okay. I'll build one more rung up there just to keep me from falling through the top. Alright, toggle snapping, and then I'm going to hold X, and I'm going to move this piece, and I accidentally looked to the right, so the alignment of this one's going to be whacked, but that's okay. I'm just putting that there to keep me from falling through as I'm climbing the ladder. So I think that'll Come on. Ah. Oh, I see. I got that sticking out, so I can't climb past it because it's stopping me from going up. So, yeah. Though the alignment's messed up on it, it's not a huge deal. And I keep messing up trying to climb this, and I just step through. So you want to try to get the spacing a little bit closer together, but then have enough of them where you can climb up. But anyways, that's that. That's the gist of the ladder. You spend more time on it, you can get it perfect, but we're not going to spend all day building a ladder. We're building a whole treehouse, so I can't dwell on one little detail all day on it. So, anyways, the rest is very self-explanatory. Like I said, we'll go over to the other treehouse and we'll take a look at it. But for the most part, the rest of it is just as simple as getting your walls in where you want them and your windows, and you're good to go. So just going to slap in some walls and windows here real quick. And come on. There, and there. And then for the roof, it's the same process as before, except the other way around. You're going to start with whatever roof piece you want to use. I saw somebody use the cornered ones, but it might look a little weird so on this particular layout unless I do a double roof. But anyway, I'm getting off track. So I'm gonna use the haunted house roof up here just because. So I'm gonna go off one piece here, put in the slanted one, go to the flat, and then same thing over here. We're gonna go from the slanted one and then go to the flat. And then once I get all the slants in, I'll replace them back up to what they're supposed to be. Come on. Let's get the roof piece right here. And while I'm wrapping this up, if anybody's got any questions, anything they want me to demonstrate, go ahead and drop them in the comments. Let me know what you want to see. If you got any things that you are wondering how to build, anything you want to know, because I'm not going to stay on a long time today. This is going to be a fairly short stream by my standards. We've been on for about an hour and 20 minutes now, I think, since the start of the stream. So I'm not going to go a super long time today, but if you guys have anything you want to know, just be sure to drop that in the comments, and I will answer any questions and demonstrate any techniques that you guys want to have demonstrated. If there's something you have seen somebody else build that you want to learn how to build that I might know how to help you out with it, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. All right, let's replace this one to a flat. Nope, not that one. This last one I can just leave as a slope because the other one's going to be reversed back up. Oh, don't jump. It's funny, oftentimes when I'm building, my fingers will outrun the game. Like, I've got this motor memory built. Like, oh, I need to hit square, triangle, left, right, and I'll start doing I'll be going through the motions to do these replacements. And my fingers will just outrun what the game's trying to process. And, I end up messing up and jumping when I'm wanting to replace. And anyways, that's the gist of how you build the treehouse, and then you just go and add in the decorations and the details as you go from there. And so we're going to go ahead and repair all these trees. Now, if you wanted to add in the foliage, this would be where you would add in the different trees, the different elm trees, to add in your leaves while these are broken. But I'm not going to go that far with this demonstration. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just go in and add in trees to fill it out until you're happy with what you got. And yeah, I'm going to jump down here real quick and repair these. The same thing with down here. Whenever you're building the bottom part, it's even more important on the bottom to add in the foliage, because there is a visible gap. See this big hole in the middle right here? You really, really want to add in the foliage to cover up that gap down here, because this tree trunk doesn't stay thick very far up into it. And if you try to extend this out with more trees, what you'll end up doing is putting in a bunch of trees on the inside of the treehouse that you won't want. So you really want to add in these elm trees to kind of hold, to try to hide. If you layer up enough of them, the foliage of the elm trees will actually cover up that hole, and nobody will even know it's there unless you expressly tell them it's there, like I just did. So, yeah, that's basically how you do it. And yeah, the whole building the custom trees for it. How do you say Agrona? I'm probably messing up your name. Thanks for joining us in the stream. And yeah, the camp trees, for sure. The reason I had to do them, the biggest issue was whenever I was wanting to build this tree house using the world trees is, first things first, the world trees are all fairly skinny. They get really skinny really fast going up the trees, and then it just looks like toothpicks supporting giant structures. But on top of that, with these world trees, is they have collision with objects, especially floors and walls. And I don't understand why Bethesda changed this, because there was a time in the game way back when you could have an upper floor just go through a tree like so. I remember very early on, I had built a tree house in Flatwoods that had a flat floor that went all the way across the inside of it, intersecting with the tree trunks. And then Bethesda changed the game so that, oh, well, you can't build a floor on a intersecting with a tree. It was right around the same time they added in the bulldozing feature. And it was kind of frustrating because, you know, building little tree platforms with these floor pieces was really fun. But they kind of stop you from doing it now. So the method for me is building these... when these elm trees came out back at Halloween, I was like, hey, these would make perfect tree trunks. And I bought them in the Atom shop and came over to Custom Worlds and was like, you know what? This will work. And I started laying out these elm trees for the tree trunks. And it looked really good, and I just kind of had to make a thing out of it. The frustrating thing with it is that it's only able to be done in Custom Worlds, because the Atom shop trees do have that placement restriction where they can only be placed in soil outside in the adventure mode. You can only place them in soil. You can't even use the farmable dirt tiles to place them. So, and then even if you could use the farmable dirt tiles to place them, they have a replacement restriction on floor pieces or anything that these trees are being supported by. So, as much as I hated to do this in Custom Worlds, because most of this build is doable in adventure mode, and there's like a subset of the community who detract. You're like, oh, you built that Custom World, so it obviously didn't take that much skill. You're going to relax build restrictions. And yeah, I get it. It's kind of a fun thing to do in adventure mode, where you kind of work it out like a puzzle and work your way around it, and just show off what you can do. And kind of bummed out that I couldn't do this in adventure mode, but I did like the final product of what I got here. And most of everything that I built in this build is doable like this in adventure, except for the trees and the few small floating upper floors that I have up here for the little platforms coming out. Oh yeah, the retreat, that's a really good spot. And like this bridge right here, this would be doable in adventure. It would just take a lot of time to do. So you'd have to like individually set and support each one of these conduits at the proper height. I'm not gonna lie, it would be a job. It would be very challenging, but it would be possible. If a person wanted to spend 40 hours on one bridge, they could do it. It could be done. But for the sake of simplicity and just wanting to see a vision through, I wanted to do this in the custom world just to make it easier. And over here in the kitchen, we got our custom countertops drop merged together. And once again, this is also doable in adventure mode. Just bringing a adventure technique over to custom world to do this. Yeah, I agree, Elrat. It would have been nice to see the relaxed restrictions in adventure mode because, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, who really cares anymore about floating structures and immersion breaking stuff? And that's with the air quotes because, to me, honestly, it doesn't make a huge difference to me what somebody else builds in adventure mode, unless they're being expressly griefy with it, using it to circumvent combat restrictions and trap camps. I'm okay with it. I know how to avoid most of them, and it's kind of entertaining if somebody actually does get me with a trap camp. I'll kind of have a chuckle. But there are some people who take it personally, so I don't really see the reason in a lot of the restrictions that they have in the build mode and adventure. It's just unnecessary to me. So most of the time we find our ways around it, and we build what we want to build anyways. And then other times it's just unnecessarily restrictive, like these countertops, for instance. When they initially came out, they snapped like conduit, and you could have them support one, and it wasn't a big deal. And then they changed that last December and messed all that up, and now we got to go through like 30 extra steps to build counters with or cabinetry with the countertops. But anyways, yeah. Yeah, I know. We're constantly in a fight with Bethesda. It's like, oh, we can't do that. Well, let's just find another way to do that. And they'll patch something, and then we'll find a way around it. And they're always, fighting against the grain when really just go with it. I mean, if it's what your players want, why make it so restrictive? I mean, I really don't see any reason on their end to do it the way they do it. But I guess to monetize. It's like, oh, well, if you want these relaxed builds restrictions, buy a Fallout First membership and go into custom worlds. Yeah. And I make that money for, Daddy Microsoft. Yeah, I definitely... It's like the whole thing that I'm here for now, basically. I mean, I've done the story of the game. I mean, it was a good story, and I remember when the game first came out, I really enjoyed running around playing cold case files, trying to uncover the mystery of what happened in Appalachia and everything that transpired over the 25 years while we were in the vault. So that was fun, and then the Wastelanders came out, and it was an evolving experience up till now. And now they're just like, oh, here's some Brotherhood stuff, here's some more Brotherhood stuff. I was like, I don't really care about the Brotherhood stuff. But I've done the Brotherhood story mode. I'm gonna mute for a minute because Jonah's up here. Give me a moment. Okay, I'm back. All right. Yeah, it's most definitely a lot better than it was at launch for sure. What I was kind of getting at, it was a fun evolution over time. You know, just seeing the story as it developed. I think experiencing the story of 76 was a lot better from the perspective of starting from day one and seeing that evolution over time. Because like right now, as if I was a new player coming into the game, doing the Overseer storyline alongside of Wastelanders, where it's like, you know, it doesn't make a huge amount of sense because in the original storyline, you're trying to figure out what happened to the Overseer, where she went, what's going on. But then in Wastelanders, like the third quest in, it's like, oh yeah, here, I just made a house over here in wherever the heck her house is. Was it Sutton, was it? No, it wasn't Sutton. Or was it Sutton? I can't remember where her house was at. I remember where the Overseer's house is. I know she... Whatever. I've lost it. I don't know where her house is. I think, yeah, in Sutton. She built a house over in Sutton, and she's living in Sutton. It's like, but where's the mystery? So Wastelanders, like, retroactively ruined the original story that we were given at launch. So... It was a good story. It is a good story, but like I said, best experienced if you were actually here from day one. And you got to see it evolve over time. But anywho's. Yeah, basically all I do now is camp build. That's just where I'm at on that. So yeah, here is you know, the gist of how this was done. Yeah, and the third holotape is in Sutton. Yeah, at her house, or what was her mom's house, her parents' house, or whatever.
Check up.
There we go. All right, so yeah, that is the treehouse. There's another another thing I forgot to mention with this. Going over here into the, I don't know why I opened the door when I could have just jumped. Going over here into the bedrooms. This one's a little bit different. I've got a flat roof in here. And I've got freestanding walls built to partition off a bedroom and bathroom. Over here in this little, I guess I'll call it a module, I guess. These little individual pods, little treehouse pods that have different living arrangements in them, different accommodations. A little his and her sink here, and a curtain here, and you can look out over the fire lookout. Your shower and all this stuff in here. Close this door. And with custom worlds over here, I did the left-handed door trick where you build a freestanding door like this, and then open is closed and closed is open to have left-handed doors. A little detail that I probably didn't convey in the showcase video. Yeah, same. It's funny. A lot of times I'll build houses that I want to live in because let me just build a better living situation for me in an apocalypse than the living situation I have in a supposedly advanced society. Build myself a better house and just build better living conditions for myself. It's like, have you ever watched like HGTV? They got that treehouse living show where it's like, oh, I'm a CEO of a candle factory and I've got a budget of $14 million to buy this treehouse in the rainforest. I got to make sure I have that satellite internet connection. I was like, yeah, wow, if only I could live that lifestyle. Yeah, I just got to have that satellite connection to be in touch with the office and, you know, do orders. And I was like, well, that must be nice. You know, I hear them, though. You know, they worked for it. That's oh. But, yeah, I would love to be able to have a tree house. Oh. It's kind of funny is the house that I lived in before we moved. When we moved in there, the people who owned it before, so they planted it was a chestnut tree, and it was really small when we first moved in there. And then when we moved out, this chestnut tree was like almost 30 foot tall. I mean, this thing was massive. And the house we moved to has like no trees in the yard. And periodically I'll go back to my old house. My niece lives there now. And I look at that chestnut tree. I was like, man, we could build a tire swing in this thing. I could have built a tree house for the kids. I mean, and then, you know, the house that I have now has like no trees on the property. And then it's like, do I really have another decade to wait for a tree to mature to build the kids? By the time a tree would mature here, the kids would all be off and they wouldn't even live here anymore. And of course, they could come home and play in the treehouse, I guess. I mean, I tell you what, if I had a treehouse now, I'd probably live in it. I'd come down for dinner and then I'd go back to my treehouse. That sounds crazy as a 35-year-old man. It's like, yeah, I'd love to have a treehouse.
Dork.
Oh, don't hate me because you want a treehouse too.
Did I say I wanted a treehouse?
Yeah, you did.
To live in a treehouse.
Look, I mean, it was zip line. You know, zip lining. You know, when you're eating your dinner and that Chipotle just didn't settle right with you, and you got to make a beeline over to the bathroom. You just can't. You don't even have time to run. You're just like, oh, straight across. But anyways, yeah. So there was a lot of thought that went into this build, and just had a blast with it. And then I feel like the freight elevator right here, the cooking stove, the grocery cart grill. This is from Meat Week. The only bummer is whenever you're actually interacting with the cook stove and you're on it pedaling, you can't go into photo mode. So whenever I was filming the showcase for this video, I had to get my wife in with me. And she had to act down a bunch of stuff. Just build a stilt house. Indeed. Speaking of stilt houses. Doop doop. This is probably going to be my next showcase. I've had this one built for a while. I started building this one on live stream back in, I'd like to say it was September. Yeah, I think it was September. September or October, I started building this one on live stream. And I started furnishing it up. I hadn't had it finished for a good while there. And I finally finished it about 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. And I just, it's been in line to be showcased with, behind a few other builds. But here's my stilt house that I've built. A stilt cabin. Little fireplace here goes all the way up from the ground level. Tell you what, let's turn the HUD off real quick. Just have a little more cinematic view. So this one's going to be the next showcase video that I put out, probably, most likely. I got a few other builds I'm working on, and I guess I left a few decorations still out. So I was still working on decorating. I have my little merge platform here. I think I was modifying my hot tub situation here with these hedges, and I just left my little merge platform out. And it seems the hot tub animation is frozen for whatever reason. That's odd. Let me hop out of here. So let's take a walk around. Now at night, I did a lot of work with the lighting on this place too. I've got a few hidden lights, little landscaping rock lights I've built, a little track lighting in them, kind of highlight the features of the house at nighttime. So let's go ahead and we'll go right up here. And I do have, on the live streams where I was building this, I did build an adventure mode version, though it's not as good because there are a few restrictions with... Why am I bloody all of a sudden? Just heard my character grunt and there's blood on my screen.
I can tell you why.
Odd. Okay. So anyways, in adventure mode, you got to have these upper floors supported by an actual set of stairs and not foundation stairs. But I do showcase how you can get these foundation stairs to an upper floor in adventure mode. So in those live streams, I'll link the live streams in the description on the showcase for this whenever it goes live. So anybody who wants to go back and check out those live streams, you can go back now, I guess, or not now, but after this stream if you wanted to, and just look under my live videos. You can find this pretty easy, the stilt house, and how to do the stilt house. But anyways, let's go on inside. And right here we got this little this sitting room, foyer, mud room. As you walk in, take your shoes off. And right through there goes into the main living area. But right here we've got the bathroom. And the layout of this bathroom is very similar to the bathroom layout in the treehouse. I got the little shelves above the toilet and the radio, and I got this little towel cabinet right here. And pretty nice little bathroom. And we'll close that up and walk through here into the main living area. I was holding off on presenting this camp because whenever they had the data mines and the Thanksgiving stuff, and I saw the place settings, I thought for sure that the little place settings with the Thanksgiving table were individual buildable items, and I was going to actually have my table made with, plates and all that stuff. And then they came out, and it was like a whole table, and then everything was all integrated in one piece, and that just kind of broke my heart. The shower underneath is on the adventure mode build. Since when I built the shower in adventure mode, I would have had to overwrite this build in custom world. I just kind of left it in the adventure mode one, which isn't furnished because there's reasons, things that I couldn't build in adventure mode. Right over here we've got the kitchen, the bar and kitchen counters and everything just merged up, super clean and crisp, just looking spectacular. I'm going to popcorn machine over here in the corner. I'm walking out here into the sunroom. Little sitting area out here in the sunroom, nice and cozy. Close that door. And over here we've got the living room, just fully kitted out. We've got aquarium with little decorations drop merged in there, some plants, to a little sunken ship in a bottle merged inside the aquarium, looking nice and fresh. And then we've got a cat tree over here for my robot cats. God, that's so nerdy. But yeah, got a couple kitty cats and some cat furniture for my little cat robots. And over here we've got little magazines and some plants and flat screen TV, couch, whole 9 yards here. And going up here, we've got an office up in the loft. A little office up here, a little sitting area. Just kind of kick back and chill. Going downstairs. Going in here, we've got the fancy bed with the Vault Tech bed merged in, so it is actually made and has sheets and pillows and the whole 9 yards. Though it doesn't work, I can't actually sleep in it because I merged it down too deep, and when you try to interact with it, it just kicks you back out. And so, but I like the cosmetic look of it. I mean, I'm really not worried about the functionality. And then we've got these little functioning curtains. Kind of close up the yeah, yep. So functioning curtains in here. I'm gonna walk out here. And I've got a couple guns on display inside the display shelf. And walking out back. Oh, and then washer and dryer kind of built into the countertop here. And walking out back, we've got these sliding train doors, free-handed on top of the glass wall. It looks pretty good. It'd be nice if they gave us some pocket doors in this game instead of Which, I mean, you can use the train doors like pocket doors, but you have to glitch to get them in. And when you use the replace function, normally it flips them, so it's kind of a mess. And yeah, coming out here off the back patio. Parts, the back patio and the front porch is the one that actually has the wood post. The rest of the house has stone pillars for the supports. And this was a lot of work getting this done. And in adventure mode, getting these floor pieces in, these foundations, it's practically impossible in a few places because once the foundation goes so deep into the ground, it basically says you can't place it. So this only works out this way in custom worlds because you don't need the support for the foundation pieces to place them in. So you can see that even right here where they're practically completely submerged underground, it still let me place them in. And that basically gave me a solid snapping point. So really, once I had the foundations in, snapping in these posts at height with the floor was no issue because they just come in and they automatically went in at the right height because I had the foundation pieces under the ground for them to snap to and be supported by. Yeah, it's the underside right here, and a few little extra details getting in these slant pieces right here. And then coming off here onto a little private dock and gazebo. I got a lot going on with this one. And then I've got this retaining wall right here that kind of, you know, erosion and whatnot keeps all this from, yeah. And the bridge is actually layered up. I put in a layer of upper floors on top of the foundation because I didn't like the wood texture on the wood foundations. So I layered in a row of upper floors on top of it just to make it look better. Yeah, the hedges on the spa is totally possible in adventure mode. You just build them on top and then drop merge using pressure plate or sinky dirt. You totally do this like this in adventure. Yeah, that's my stilt house. And once again, here we've got a custom tree. And this tree, the way this one is, isn't doable in adventure mode because this was the precursor to the tree house. Before they came out with the elm trees, I built this and I was stacking up other trees going to build higher, taller trees. And then when they came out with the elm trees, like, oh, I can do the same thing with the elm trees. And then that spawned the idea for the big tree house. So this was like I said, the precursor to that idea popping up in my head for the tree house. Is building these trees like this at this camp. It's like, oh, hey, this is possible. So then over here we got like the AC unit just kind of on the side of the house, and then we got another merged tree right here. 3 split trunks here, just kind of put together. But anyways, yeah. So we covered the tree house today and had a little tour of my upcoming showcase. So look out for this sometime this week, or maybe by the week. Yeah, probably sometime this week or before the weekend, or maybe, yeah, right around the weekend. We'll see it sometime this week. We'll have a showcase on this. And yeah, so we've covered this and covered how to build the treehouse for the most part. I mean, you could put the pieces together. If you go back, if you missed the first half of the stream where I covered how to build the treehouse, just go back and watch the beginning. And you can figure out how from there, because I mean it's pretty much there, everything that you need to. And let's see, and the smoke generator chimney cap, no more fireplace. Oh, that would be awesome. Just something small that generates some smoke, for goodness sake. Like when the smoke machine first came out, I was like, oh, I could do this. Like, no, I can't. It puts out horizontal instead of vertical. Oh, that's what it was. TNG shared a pic of the treehouse, and that's oh, so you found me from TNG. Awesome. I think I already told TNG thanks for sharing it, but I'll make sure I'll make another point to say thanks, generating that traffic over here on my channel. I do appreciate it, and glad that you found my channel, and I'm glad you enjoy it. Awesome that you found me through TNG. Yeah, and there's a stream that myself and Mr. Church and TNG we've been talking about putting together in the near future, and I know I talked about it forever ago. This idea of Westfest. It's going to be a PvP thing. And I know there's a lot of builders out there kind of adverse to PvP, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be some friendly, Western pew pew action. Me and TNG and Mr. Church and whoever else we can get together with us in a, I've got a private world that I put together. It's like sepia toned in Old West. Up at Prickett's Fort, we kind of decorated it up. So, we're going to be, having a little bit of a fight. Not really a fight, but just shooting at each other, blowing each other up, having fun. And if any of you all are on PlayStation and you guys want in on it, just let me know. PSN's the same as my YouTube, so just look me up on PSN, shoot me a message. Be sure to shoot me a message so I know who you are and why you're messaging me and what your intentions are, because half the time if I get an unsolicited friend request with no message, I ignore it or delete it. Friend list is getting quite populated, so I do have to total chaos indeed. Why not? A little bit of fun never hurt anyone, right? Can't all be camp building all the time. I've kind of put myself in a box, but PS4. I do have a PC that I got for Christmas, but I don't even know if it could run 76 in potato mode, so I don't know if I'll be playing on PC anytime soon, especially with the graphic card shortage and just funding is a big issue for me. I don't exactly have the funding to go out and get a good PC. Bummer. But yeah, and most definitely PvP with friends is the best. Everybody agrees to a certain set of rules, or say, hey, no cheesy stuff, no toxicity, just having fun. And that's what Westfest is about, just having fun, having a blast in a themed PvP battle all around 1800 style, late 1800s, like 1890. I hear mole rats. Hey, buddy. But yeah. I'm sure you're not the only Xbox player. I actually run into a lot of people who are on Xbox. They'll say, hey, what platform are you on? I want to come check out what you got. And they're like Xbox. It's like, I know Nuka Violet, Khalil Smooth, I think Logan RTX possibly as well. I think all of them are over on Xbox, so you're not alone. There's a lot of creators on Xbox, so yeah. Just here I am over on PlayStation with TNG and Church. Well, Church is on PC too, and TNG, I think he has plays on PC as well, occasionally. But anywho's. And I might be coming over to Xbox too, because unless something changes with the shortages on these PlayStations, I might get a Series S. I mean, I'll settle for the lower tier one just to get into that next gen, because I'm getting impatient here. We're at year one has already passed and I still can't get a hold of one. So yeah, I might be getting all about that Xbox life too, especially with Bethesda being exclusive on the Xbox going forward as well. So I may be shifting ecosystems as well. So it's just a shame my Atom Shop stuff won't come with me. That's a big thing for me now, because it's like going back. There's a lot of stuff that I won't have access to if I go to Xbox, and it'd break my heart. I wish they could figure out a way to link the your Atom Shop stuff so that all of your unlocks go across all platforms. But I don't know if they'll ever do that. But anyways, it's been a pleasure. Had a good time today. Pretty good stream. Pretty productive-ish stream, sort of. Talked, made a tree house, whatever. It's been a good time though. I do appreciate everybody who's come out and joined in the live chat. So, if you haven't already, like button, share, subscribe. Do appreciate everyone's feedback. Appreciate your company. Appreciate you coming out. So, until next time, everybody who came out, throw down some shout outs here to everyone in the chat. Claymore Clear, I don't think I called you out yet, so thanks for joining us here in the chat. See, Gas Mask Av, I called you out earlier. Prince Julius, Elrat 187, and Agrona. Do appreciate all of y'all, and if there's anybody I just missed in that last shout out, to Kitty, I think you left, but if you do see this later, do appreciate you swinging by and joining in the chat as well. So, until next time, everyone, this is StoleYaSweetroll signing off. Want you all to have a wonderful day, wonderful rest of your weekend, and let's see, maybe have another live stream before Christmas. So I'm gonna hold off on wishing everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we'll just wish it anyways. So until next time, have a wonderful day and be safe and happy building. We'll catch you next time. And as I'm heading out, I've just seen the super chat come in from Elrat, so do appreciate the super chat, and we love you. So hey, thank you for coming out. So see you guys and gals next time. Thank you.